you for calling InBiz. InBiz is the online one-stop source for your business. Please listen closely as our menu options have changed. Press 2 for questions about your business entity report or if you've received a notice regarding administrative dissolution or revocation. Press 3 for questions about a rejected business filing. Press 4 for questions about your tax ID number. Press 5 if you have questions about professional licensing. Press 6 if you have questions about notary commissions. Press 7 for all other questions on starting your business or the InBiz site. If you would like to take a brief survey at the end of your call, please press 1. Otherwise, please continue to hold for the next available customer service representative. Thank you for calling InBiz. My name is Elizabeth. May I please start with your first and last name?
My name is Christopher, Christopher. My last name is Throgmorton, Throgmorton.
All right, thank you for that, Christopher. And what is your best telephone number? Just in case we are disconnected.
219-380-8142.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. And how may I help you today?
I would like to know how to report a fraudulently created nonprofit ran by a convicted child molester.
All right, let's take a look here. Do you have the name of the business registration so that I can take a look at that?
Yeah, you want the EIN instead?
We don't use the EIN numbers. We just use a business ID number or the name as it's registered with the Secretary of State's office.
All right. It should be Kindness 360. One word, no space, Incorporated.
Okay, let me take a second here. I'm going to get that pulled up and then we'll go over some information and I will escalate this to a specialist. Let me get that up here first. So just a moment on hold, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thanks. All right, Christopher, thank you for your patience there. I had you on hold. So I'm looking at Kindness 360 Incorporated. Looks like a 101 Bond Street 3, LaPorte, Indiana. Is that correct?
Could you say that address again?
Yes, I have 101 Bond Street, Report Indiana 46350.
I believe that is correct.
Okay. And what's the individual's name that you have information about that they're a convicted child molester?
His name is Michael Christensen.
Okay. Yeah, I see him listed here. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't really know how much information you're wanting from me, but I do have quite a bit. I've done quite a bit of research on this.
Okay, let me get to another section here. In just a second, I'm getting all this set up so I can escalate it over to a specialist, have them look into it, and follow back up with you directly. Before we get to that, what is a good email address for you for that follow-up?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
What is the best email address for you for a follow-up from that specialist?
I can be reached at insightful, capital I, capital N, lowercase c, lowercase I, lowercase t, lowercase e, capital F, capital U, capital L. So insightful at protonmail, PROTON.com.
Okay. Gotcha. Got that saved. Thank you for that.
No problem.
All right. Before we begin, I will give you a service record number to document the call between us today so that you have that for your record.
1 second. Let me grab a ink pen here.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be 036.
Okay.
870.
Okay.
And then 68.
So I have 036-870-68.
Yes, sir. Perfect. I have the basic business information and that individual's name that you shared with me. What other additional information would you like me to include to that specialist that's going to follow back up with you?
Okay, so just some bullet points. Basically, from what not to get too speculative or theoretical, but from what I can understand, this individual was released from prison with this sort of already as a plan, and he was volunteering for the Center Township Trustee's office here in LaPorte, Indiana, where I live, and the woman's name that he uses is Lisa Pierzakowski. She is the Center Township trustee. She's an elected official here locally. He uses her information as the registered agent, and he uses the address for the Center Township trustee's office to start this. And I believe it's also called Ameriscribe Braille Services. It's supposed to basically provide Braille services for kindergarten or pre-K through third grade or something of this nature. He's got a website for it, but it's also linked to various other pro-pedophilia websites. He's got himself listed as a pedophile sexual coach advocate kind of thing. He's started his own church under the Indiana. From what I can tell, he's got like 6 or 7 nonprofits registered to him. But most of these are in some way, shape, or form tied to some sort of community thing, like this, Organization to Prevent Cruelty to Children, literary organization, educational organization, charitable organization, under $25,000, so he doesn't have to file a Form 990. But basically, he has a felony conviction for child molestation. He did 14 years in the Indiana Department of Corrections. He's somewhat good with paperwork, the law, things of this nature. So he did some public records requests before he got out, got a bunch of information, came to LaPorte as a homeless individual, was able to get himself some help while he was volunteering at the trustee's office. However, he has a another website where he basically has an article where he describes turning the city of LaPorte into a pedosexual haven, and basically describes that the local law enforcement and administrative people here locally are so laxed that they don't know what's going on. So he can basically coach an individual released from prison for a sex offense to come to LaPorte, be homeless, go through the trustee's office. He's basically, watched their process from volunteering there and stuff. Just a lot of really weird intentions, but on paper, I spoke with Miss Pierzakowski very close to some election proceedings. So she had herself removed from this. And in the paperwork, she says that she never gave permission to be a registered agent or anything. So this was all began fraudulently. And it's, I mean, it's really just some dude starting a bunch of stuff to where he can try to manipulate around his probationary terms and things of this nature to be around children based upon the seriousness of his offense and the way he's doing all this somewhat deceptively. I'm just sort of concerned as how far this can go, because not everyone knows that his organization is, ran by him. He's got some good marketing going on. It sounds nice on paper, but long story short, it was all created fraudulently, by someone who's legally not supposed to be doing a bunch of this to try to get around the restrictions that have kept him away from children. Um, and,
Okay.
but I've talked to like I said, the Center Township trustee individual. She's made it very clear that she had no knowledge that the governmental agency's address was going to be used or she was going to be listed on any sort of paperwork. He's since no longer able to do anything that he was doing at the trustee's office as far as volunteering for office work and stuff like that. But then it circles back that the Center Township trustee's office has line items in their yearly financial reporting where they have paid this Ameriscribe Braille for services. So I don't know if the township trustee's office actually paid him or if because from what I understand, he was helping them with stuff. And this is one of his skill sets is, paperwork, keeping documents organized and stuff. I mean, he's started like 6 or 7 nonprofits. So I don't know if he actually paid himself for these services or if they did while they were also listed as a registered agent. I don't know, there's some hanky-panky stuff going on that I'm not really sure if my Center Township trustee's office is in on or not.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot to take in. I do have
I
some
know,
good
I
note here.
apologize.
That I've taken.
I live in a crazy place. This is just one of the many things.
Yeah. Have you spoken or reported any of this to the Attorney General's office as well as speaking to us today?
No, ma'am. I've talked to Miss Pierzakowski, the trustee, and I spoke with I tried to speak with my local Internet Crimes Against Children task force, because this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg. This is the part that you guys would handle, but it ties to much more obvious, larger pedophilia based stuff. This dude lives in my town, and I have an 8-year-old son, which is basically his preference. So I've sort of done a lot of research. But
I don't blame you.
long story short, I talked to a couple local individuals. I didn't really get anywhere. So I know enough how documentation and paperwork works. I know how fraud works. I'm actually researching starting my own nonprofit journalism venture. So I understand that this is done the incorrect way. So I'm sort of just trying to piecemeal solutions, I guess. I do have intentions of trying to. We have a new prosecutor's office. He's still getting sort of settled in and everything. So I'm trying to get him to dig into it with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force again. But yeah, I haven't talked to anybody really higher than you guys at this point.
Okay. I'm going to continue to escalate this with our department to our specialists so they can investigate and look into it. But I'd also encourage you to reach out to the Indiana State Attorney General's office. They also take complaints from businesses. Any reason for the complaint is noted, listened to, and looked into. I think that would be a wise thing to do, given the nature of all of this, with the details that you have to present to whoever will listen, basically.
Okay.
I have their number if you'd like to take that down. Maybe
I
give them a
would, I
call
would
next.
actually. Yes,
That
ma'am.
way, yeah, that way we're getting the ball rolling in multiple things and getting some information or shedding some light on it so that we'll get more attention. The number, whenever you're ready, let me know.
You go right ahead.
Okay, it's area code 317
Okay.
232
All
and
right.
then 6201.
317-232-6201.
Yes, sir.
All right. Indiana.
Okay, I'm going to do everything that I have within my abilities here to send this to our specialist, give them all the detail, all the information that you shared with me. You will receive a follow-up within 2 to 3 business days, sometimes before that. I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to let us know about this and to giving us the information that helps us when we look into it. Yeah, I really think the Attorney General's office would be the next step for you, and I applaud you for doing this and taking the time to do this.
Like I said, I got a little boy, and I used to be one, so.
Right, exactly. So, okay, well, I'm going to do this on my end. Was there anything else you'd like me to include or anything else that I can help with?
Not off the top of my head. I've got probably tons more information, but that should be enough to get you started. What's your name again?
Right. My name is Elizabeth.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth.
You're welcome. Keep my number. If anything else comes up, please let us know.
Will do.
Okay.
All
Have
right.
a great day, sir.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.